that have mounting pressure on the government to meet their demands. In studio, I'm joined by a very key guest. That is on my right, James Aosa, Gen Z, and also a communication expert, Advise Mundalo, National Youth Chair, Jubilee Party. Remember, there are two factions in that party. Now this is the Kanini Kega's faction. And as well, Steve Mwaura, who is the council member of the Law Society of Kenya. But even before beginning to dissect the today's unfolding events, let's join our very own David Kagina right here in Nairobi to give us an update of what has been transpiring. Good afternoon, Kagina. Where are you at and what's the latest? Those are live images from the Nairobi CBD. We'll be dropping him shortly. But let's now cross over to Mombasa live, where we're joined by very own Boniface Msangi. Boniface, good afternoon. How is the, seaside county looking like?
Okay, thank you very much. We're here along Mombasa, at Mombasa Road here at Sabasaba, whereby there is a running battle between police officers and protesters. They started their demonstration very well at the Elephant Tusk, then come to the CBD, and later take this route to Sabasaba, whereby GSU officers and reinforcement of other general police unit, they barricaded this road here and started throwing tear gas to demonstrators. The picture which you can see here are just some of the police officers in vehicles here, already dispersed protesters who they have just escaped through the Majengo. They just entered Majengo estate, and also police have just followed them within their household there. The demonstrators have been calling for President William Ruto just to continue implementing their demands, which they just gave them. But they say the sacking of the CSS is not enough. They just want President William Ruto to continue implementing their demand fully. So they say they started the demonstration very peaceful, but upon reaching here at Sabasaba, things changed, and the battle of the police officers and demonstrators. The demonstrators were throwing stones to the police officers, and the police officers were throwing tear gas to them. We are here just to see the situation, how it will take, but now I've just started seeing some of the vehicles have started operating through this route here, but all this area now, all shops have been closed, and also there's not much movement along this Sabasaba route here, just because of the demonstration which is going on here. Some of the traders we've managed to talk to them. They say that they are supporting the demonstration, but what they are saying is the turning of demonstration to be violent is what they are condemning. But police officers here also, they're saying that what they want to ensure is peaceful demonstration. But the demonstrators also are saying that they were peaceful. They don't know what took place here for the police to intervene and starting to throwing tear gas. So we'll be monitoring the situation here and update our listener whenever they are. But the picture which you are seeing now is just some of the vehicles have started to operate along this route here now, but there's no clear way. But we can talk to one of the Gen Z here. I can talk to one of the Gen Z here. Why you have decided to demonstrate? Just put the back to you.
Tumeandamana tukitetea haki yetu na mapendekezo ya rais ya kuteua mawaziri wake, hata kama aliwakataa akawatoa kazi, bado tuna ule msimamo wa Ruto must go na tubanduki.
One of the demonstrators here is just saying that they still continue with demonstration, but at my back here, some of the demonstrators have started coming back from this point here. We'll just see what they have to say. If you can see that trying to blocking the way heading to the CBD. So we'll just monitor them and see what they'll be doing. But the situation here is not so much good, because they have now returned on the other side of the road, which is heading now to the CBD. They are now blocking the road to see whether the police officers will intervene or what will they do. But we'll see what will be going on. I can try to talk to them, but moving their clothes will be not so safe, because there are also stones being thrown here, and police officer might launch a tear gas on them. That's all from Mombasa, but we'll just monitor the situation and update our listener wherever they are about the ongoing demonstration. So it's just a hide and seek game here between the police officers and demonstrators, and also the police officers say that they're trying to block the demonstrators from accessing the CBD. That's all from Mombasa. I hand back to the studio.
That's our very own Boniface Msangi coming to us live from the Oceanside County, that is Mombasa in the coastal region. And now back to Nairobi, Kenya's capital. We're hoping David Kagina, who is live for us from the Nairobi CBD. Good afternoon, Kagina. What is the situation like, and how are businesses also faring on? Getting David Kagina in just but a bit, but back to here in studio. Steve Mbogwa, and not Steve Moura. Steve Moura is Kameme's, there's a sister station's reporter. And let's just begin with you. Having, being at the forefront of these particular demonstrations as far as abductions also are concerned, just in comparison, are we having more abductions or less abductions as the government so far shaped up?
I think, first and foremost, salute all the patriots who are outside there protesting for liberation of this country. And I think one thing I can say, and I'm happy about, is how awakened the youth are when it comes to the fight for the rule of law, the fight for respect to the Constitution. If you compare I think that what we don't have is pronounced abductions which are going on, but the arrests are still going on. Violations of human rights is still going on. Right now we have witnessed there's a number of protesters who have been seriously injured by canisters, others have been injured using rungus. So there is a serious violation of human rights even as we continue right now. There are colleagues of ours are at the police station in Kilimani, and they're still also facing challenges accessing some of the people who have been arrested. So we have a serious challenge when it comes to respect the rule of law, and that is one thing I think the head of state has failed to acknowledge. And as we move forward with the discussion, even the issue of the call dialogue, the main issue is, I think, respect to the Constitution.
Well, we'll be getting to that and also engaging other panelists. Let's now have David Kagina live for us from the country's capital. Kagina, over to you.
Well, indeed, Chacha, sorry for the hiccups there. That is how heated the action is currently at Nairobi CBD. Where we are currently standing, it's at Archives, and right here is where has been the hotbed of the activities today, with police officers trying to disperse the members of the public, most especially the young people, Gen Zs, who are trying to gather up in demonstration in their protest. Among the things they're protesting about are the killings from Mukuru kwa Jenga. They're also having some demands, which include the dissolution of parliament and recalling of MPs, which they say they can't wait for IEBC to be reconstituted for them to execute that. And what we've been having today is the cat and mouse game between police officers and the protesters, and with that we've also had a number of casualties. For example, there are at least 2 people who I have witnessed who have had their face hurt from the encounter with the tear gas canister that was being thrown on the side of the demonstrators. That has been the situation right here since the better part of 11 a.m. till now, and it appears that it will not be ending anytime soon. And probably just to give you a glimpse of what's happening, what you can see right there, those are demonstrators who are currently standing. This is right next to Archives, opposite Archives, along Moi Avenue. And those are the demonstrators right here. We've had police vehicles making their rounds and patrols, ensuring that such a group does not materialize and such a gathering does not materialize. And so any time from now, we expect that police officers will be here lobbying canisters. And Chacha, of interest would be to note that you remember there's a Malindi court, Justice Muguru Thande, who banned the use of tear gas and rubber bullet against protesters, peaceful protesters. And also in light of what the IG earlier today, acting IG Douglas Kanja, released today, asking for cooperation from the members of the Gen Z demonstrations. And it would be keen to also note just how, in terms of compliance, the repercussions of today's activities, both by the protesters and by the police, turn out to be. We've also witnessed a number of protesters we've had police try to arrest a number of protesters right here, and what we've had and experienced is a retaliation by the protesters who've pelted stones at the police officers, forcing them to release some of them. However, there are those who have successfully been arrested. This is the situation, and the number has been rising increasingly of the demonstrators who are currently here. Also to note is that we have a number of guys who currently not on this very street, but wearing reflectors and their rungus, buttons in hand, claiming that they are protecting their businesses and their interests. And probably right now, just to be joined by one of the protesters right here to get to hear what has pushed them to the decision of coming to the street today. You can start with your name.
I am Jacob Bole. Okay. And the question, apart from you people are biased. Anyway, you have been I don't know.
Yes. So what has brought you to the street today?
Okay, what has brought me to the street today is like to protest for my right. And the right of everyone who is here. We can move. Yes.
Well, indeed, Chacha, flying left, right, center, tear gas canisters just to disperse the group that was with us right now. And so you'll allow me not to speak to the protester as he has fled, seeking safety. But that is the current situation. Smoke occupying the air here, people moving around, holding their noses, has become the norm for the better part of the day today within Nairobi CBD. And that is the current situation as of now. Allow me to give it back to you in studio, Chacha.
That's K24's David Kagina from the Nairobi's CBD. It's evident there that the tear gas canisters and the smoke actually choking life out of the businesses, especially within the streets, that the protesters are engaging the police in running battles. But, you know, something Kagina mentioned about, you know, these particular demonstrations also being centered on the Mukuru killings. And right now we are joined by Ben Kirira, who is at the Kware area of Embakasi. Good afternoon, Kirira. Have the people there retrieved any bodies, or is the government actually taking over that particular exercise?
Good afternoon to you, Chacha. It has been a couple of hours since we arrived here at Kware in Mukuru Kwanjenga, and just 29 minutes past 12 noon, a body was retrieved once again from the Kware. And where I'm standing, it's right beside Kware police station. The youth, or rather the gentleman who managed to retrieve the body from the Kware, wanted to escort the body right across this particular police station and all the way to the city mortuary, but have been stopped by the police here. As you can see, these are live pictures of the youth, and in a heated confrontation with the police, pelting stones. As you can also tell from these live pictures, there is quite a heavy police presence here, who have tried and managed to actually stop the youth from making their way to the city mortuary. According to one of the body retrievers, he says the numbers are being misreported. And if my camera person can show you right behind me, you can see the body that was just retrieved. We believe it has, the police have managed to get custody of it. In the distance there, as you can see, the youth who were trying to make away with the body to the city mortuary, just to, you know, demonstrate and show that they have been taking part in retrieving bodies. There you can see it has been taken from them by the police, and is, I believe, being escorted to the Kware police station. So in just in the last 10-15 minutes, we've witnessed quite a heated confrontation between the police and the members of the public, and to an extent the police have had to fire quite a number of tear gas canisters, or rather tear gas, just to disperse the crowds and you know, keep them at bay. This is what we believe, or we are told by the youth here in Kware, has been going on. They retrieve a body, And in their efforts to make their way to the city mortuary, the body gains custody of the police. And so, Chacha, that is what we have here. We continue to see the police barricading the area, particularly this Kware police station, trying to keep the youth at bay. And so far, they have managed to do so. And we're told they'll continue to be here, even as, this poses a risk to escalate into the well-known, or rather popular, Tuesday and Thursday demonstrations. And so we shall continue to be here, Chacha. The youth said that once one body has been retrieved, the chaos doesn't allow them to go back into the quarry and, continue with the exercise of body retrieval. And so we're not sure whether that exercise will resume later on in the day. But as of now, that is the situation here at Kware, and we shall definitely continue camping here and giving you more details as they emerge. Back to you, Chacha.
Well, thank you, Ben Kirira, and we've also activated all regions, and you'll have subsequent updates right here as we continue with a special focus on the total shutdown Tuesday with my guest in studio. Let me take a short commercial break, and we come back, we'll be delving into this discussion. Stay tuned.
Are you a church and seeking to reach an